Hey, and welcome to the Vergecast for the week of October 8th, 2012. I'm Josh Topolsky.
I'm Nilay Patel.
And we have a very special guest with us, 5x5's Dan Benjamin.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hanging out. Good. How are you?
Stopped by, came to New York, and had to come.
You're in New York.
I am in New York.
And now you're on the Vergecast.
I'm on the Vergecast. Where else would I want to be? In New York City. Great state of New York.
I can think of several great places to be in New York.
Number one on my list is right here.
Well, that's very nice of you to lie about.
Come and do a little show.
I appreciate that,
guys.
Dan, of course, is a well-known and well-loved, well-known and somewhat loved,
At least well-known maybe.
Internet personality.
Yeah.
You have a personality beyond the internet, though. Would you say that's true?
To some degree, yeah.
Friends and family.
They know if you
friends
know me
and family
on the internet, you know me in real life.
feel that you are some kind of personality, or would you say just like not? They're like, one thing about Dan is no personality off the internet.
No, I think if you hear my shows, if you know me on the internet, that's what that's what I'm like off the air.
Now you're based in Austin now.
Austin, Texas.
You weren't always
thankfully.
in Austin.
No, we don't need to even.
I want to talk about it.
We don't have.
You were in Florida. You don't want to talk about it.
He doesn't mute when he coughs. So you
did.
don't have a. Oh, okay. Because I heard it still in the mic.
Well, I think you heard it.
I'm just saying
reality.
it's just an audio thing.
Here you go.
I
A
would
little
pay
bit of the
attention.
personality.
Dan
of
has
Dan
been trolling
Benjamin.
us.
There's a little bit of the
bit.
Dan Benjamin personality you've
And
been hearing about.
I'm used to the headset, and we got this ear thing, but it's all right.
This is
It's all right.
I just want to say.
I'm just saying,
now,
an RE27, I like the PR40.
I'd like to say that Dan has been.
And the treble's way down.
He's a fine man, from what I'm told.
Just
but
saying.
He's been complaining, I would say, almost nonstop since he got the lights are too bright.
They're very. Why does it have to be so bright in here? Nobody wants to see us.
The earpiece was dirty.
Yeah.
It was
the
actually
microphone
really
wasn't
dirty.
adjusted to the right height.
Yeah.
Well, that's all.
and
He's been
an
asking me
issue.
if I'm going to shave for the show for about 2.5 hours.
And then he complained about your cough, not muting your cough. Look, we do things a little differently here.
All right, no, it's
a little
the New York
scrappier.
style.
This
I
is
like
New
it.
York.
I like it. I
New
like
York
it.
style, which is raw and real.
Real. This is the real deal.
Do you feel that?
I'm ready to. Well, school. Take me to school. I'm ready.
You ready to go to
I'm
school?
ready to go to school.
By the way, this is the Vergecast where we discuss the week in consumer technology, technology culture, and Dan Benjamin's complaint list. And
what episode is this?
This is I have no idea. This is the
What's
got
did
a
you say
number.
the date already?
I said it's
50.
the
Did you say the 50th episode?
50th episode
50?
of the Vergecast.
50.
Wow!
had
give,
no
give-
Be here for this.
give us a round of applause. That's great.
You made it.
I was literally just doing a clap of like.
You did a golf
I
clap.
have no
Just
idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Clap. Like,
Yeah.
trying to. Anyhow,
Wow.
yeah, this is our major 50th episode. I think you can tell we prepared. We're very excited about it. 50 episodes deep, and
Yeah.
I feel like we're just getting started.
Yeah, just wrapping up.
Dan, how many episodes have you done of your
My
show? I mean, you
shows?
have multiple shows.
Yeah, we've got a lot of shows.
What about
and,
what do you consider to be your main show?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
The shows right now are really personality based, right? So we've got a handful of different shows that are, I guess each one of them appeals to kind of a slightly different audience with some overlap.
Yeah.
So we don't have right now a main show that I could say, oh, listen to this. It's the main show. We got a lot
What
of
would you
different
say?
shows.
What would you say is your
My least favorite show?
No, what would you say is your? What's the show that's most raw? That's most out there?
Oh,
that's
Back to
craziest?
Work with me and Merlin Mann for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Have you met Merlin?
I've not met him.
Yeah.
What?
He's
how,
a good show. Have you listened to the show?
No, I don't
No,
listen to any
of course
other
not.
podcasts.
Why would you?
On the internet?
Why would
What would you say is the defining characteristic of that show?
Merlin Mann would be the defining
That's
characteristic.
it.
Yeah, we're helping people. It's a show about helping.
What is the
helping
show?
People.
Can you just tell me helping people in what way?
See, you don't have like an on camera light, so I have to look over here at this TV to know which camera's
you
actually.
can just look
See,
at-
and now they're flipping it around.
Do you need to address the audience? Is that
right
what
now,
you're
you
saying?
guys are trolling you with the switch.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah,
What do you?
It's called a troll cast.
Do you want to address
Trollcast.
the audience? Is that what you're trying to do?
when you go to this one right here, you want to talk to the people. They're laughing and they like
Yeah.
it. They like that.
People are loving that.
You look at the camera when you're doing the intro.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I vacillate between looking at the camera when I'm addressing the audience.
See, but they pay attention where you're looking and they switch it for you.
Well, they know that I'm
back.
gonna be. Well, they have a camera that's all right on me.
Yeah.
See that? That's the J.
That's a
J
good
cam.
one.
That's what we call it.
the GH2.
JH2. That's
Yeah.
very funny. I mean, it's not laugh out loud
Yeah,
funny,
no,
but
nothing
Anyhow, we should talk about some news.
Yeah, what you
Nilay,
got?
you've got topics for us. What do you have?
I do. Well, so Eric Schmidt.
Dan, how's the brightness in here?
Yeah, it's all
Is it
right.
okay for you? Schmidt,
who has at this point now become
he's created the Schmidt
just
store.
a character within the industry.
He's created the total Schmidt
Yeah.
store based on his comments yesterday at the Y.
Yeah.
92nd Street Y here in New York. No, that's where he was. I'm not
Yeah.
making that up.
So first of all, he just opened the door. He said Apple should have kept our maps. They're clearly better. And
Is
then,
he even speaking on behalf of Google at this point?
I mean, he's like a cartoon character.
But like a really,
I had like another conversation. I took a
really
meeting
rich
today,
cartoon character.
and the person I took the meeting with was just referring to Schmidt.
Who was it?
Schmidt was here. I can't tell you.
How do we know what happened?
It didn't happen.
well, I don't think Nilay would lie.
Anyway, so then he also said there's a gang of 4 that consists of Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and Google.
Yeah.
Notably not including Microsoft.
Right.
He said, we're all different. We're all competitors. We're all making enormous investments. He said, Microsoft is a deliberate omission from the list and said, although it's a well-run company, they have not brought out any state-of-the-art products to market. And that's, which at this point to say that about Microsoft is, you could say it about the past, right?
No.
You'd have to ignore Xbox.
I mean,
But you could say, sure, but they're on the cusp of redefining two enormous platforms. For them.
attempting to redefine.
But they're
but
no,
can I just say,
Windows.
I mean, did he
they
mean,
are going to redefine
did
Windows.
Did he mean in for all time or just like recently?
Just the 4? I think he's talking about the 4 movers in the industry right now.
Yeah.
Are Apple, Amazon,
Yeah.
Facebook, Google. And then
gang of
Microsoft,
4.
and gang
ZTE.
of 4.
And ZTE.
And then there's ZTE. And then there's Microsoft.
Huawei.
And I'm saying and Huawei. And I think when he says it's a deliberate omission.
Yeah.
What he's conveniently forgetting to note is that, sure, you might argue that Windows is a bit of a staid product, right? But Microsoft is about to redefine Windows,
Well,
which
he's
is an
trying to-
enormous move. For
I mean,
them.
I think this is a PR move on his part. I think he's trying to downplay the. Look, everybody's in a battle right now. There's this like battle of press releases.
Yeah.
Where we're about to end October here with like a flurry of it's going to be Windows 8 and Windows Phone 8, and now there's rumors about iPad Mini, and Google is going to do a new Nexus device, and everybody is like trying to suck up the air, right? They're trying to like, how can I make people forget about these other products? I feel like this is Google just going like, I mean, they know Microsoft is about to have a big launch.
Yeah, he's tweaking Microsoft.
I just feel like it's also like they're very competitive. They're not competitive in mobile devices with Microsoft, but they're, desperately trying to take the Office market away from Microsoft.
They're doing that, and Microsoft is running ads for Bing right now.
Yeah, Google, Bing. What is it called? Bing this out. Bing. Time to Bing.
Bing it up.
No, it's like Bing something. It's like let's Bing it on.
Oh, Bing it up.
Bing it on. It's like I knew it was like Bing in place of a regular word.
This is their chance to sort of grandstand a little bit, and it's like they can finally come out and say, finally, Microsoft isn't in the club anymore. Like this is their
no.
way
I mean,
to do that.
Microsoft has been so dominant in PCs.
Yeah.
Everybody's like relishing this opportunity to go
Yeah.
like. They're not where we are.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is we're here and they're here and that's, hey, cool PC market.
Right.
Like cuz that's what they're saying, right?
Right.
Like you own 95% of the thing that's dying.
Yeah.
It's like you're a dinosaur and I'm a space alien.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense because most people
Did that make sense to you what I just said?
No. No.
You're a dinosaur
But you're a dinosaur makes sense.
and I'm a predator.
And then you can say whatever else, and you're like a rat, and you're gonna like survive the ice age.
Who's the rat? Are you calling me a rat?
Google's a rat.
Google's a rat.
Yeah,
It's like Apple is a cockroach.
yeah.
Google's a rat. and
Microsoft's
Microsoft's
a
a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Big, all over the planet, and about to be wiped out.
Yeah. The problem for
Coming
Google,
July 2013.
I'm just saying
don't
that the
know.
problem for Google in that metaphor, and the problem for Eric Schmidt to say they haven't brought any innovative products to market,
Yeah, Schmidt's problem.
is most people get to Google through a web browser on a Windows PC.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because they know that the thing in the browser is more important than the browser, or more important than the thing that the browser is.
Is that true?
The thing inside.
If I handed you a Chromebook,
Yes.
and would you just use it?
I mean, if I had nothing else to use, what are my options?
No, but I'm just saying,
You can have a Chromebook or a piece of paper.
If your choice was a Chromebook and like that Lenovo, that orange Lenovo PC that you've, what I'm talking about, the orange, the IdeaPad.
U310.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like deep in the U310.
I know. I've
game.
been researching. Well, you can't buy the orange one anymore.
Yeah.
They're like out. They're out there. Anyhow, go on. What's your
If I asked you to pick one, which one would you pick? You would pick the Lenovo. You would pick the Windows PC.
Why are you
Lenovo.
answering for me? You didn't give me a chance to answer the question.
because-
you don't know what's in my mind.
I know what's in your mind.
I would pick the Lenovo. He's right about that.
And that's still a problem for Google. They have not reached the point.
I don't know
I'm
what
saying
that is.
they haven't reached the point where their software beyond what's
No, I
on
get
the
that.
web
I get that, but
is good enough.
Yeah, but I understand that. But look, you've got Android is extremely strong in mobile.
Yeah.
Apple is extremely strong in mobile. Tablets, smartphones.
Yeah,
he
Google's
said on
tablets are
stage.
great.
He said on stage, there's going to be more smartphone owners than computer owners pretty soon, or there already are. I don't know what I don't know what the exact quote is. I don't think there are at this point. Anyhow, but the point is, he's looking at where are we strong, where are we going to continue to be strong, and where are they weak, and where can we hit them. I mean, I feel like this is. I'm not saying that what he's saying isn't necessarily true. I mean, well, I think he's willfully ignoring the Windows 8 thing that's about to happen.
Yes, I agree.
But I also think he's attempting to
He's trying to derail it in a way.
He's trying to
isn't he?
derail it. He's trying to like downplay the impact. Like this is just more of the same from Microsoft.
This is the same thing that happens whenever there's going to be a big Apple announcement or something like that, and you get Amazon Kindle rolls something out right before.
Right.
It's the same thing. He's trying to take the attention away from that.
Well, there is a lot of that. That's the kind of the thing where it's like trying to suck the air out of the room with your own news or whatever.
Right.
But it's also more like he's trying. I think it's like one of those planting the seeds of, that's not that big of a deal. Like, we don't care. Like, we're not worried about
Pay
Windows 8.
no attention.
And at the end of the day, like Windows 8 is like, I'm kind of like, look, they're going to release Windows 8 devices. The tablet market is everybody's trying to battle for it. There's no sign that Microsoft will do better than Android has in the tablet space. No sign at all, as far as I can tell. I mean, are you more likely to buy a Windows RT device or a Surface than a presuming that like
So wait a minute. You don't think that the people that are already entrenched in Windows are going to say, well, there's a Windows device. I don't want that Android nonsense, and I don't like Apple.
Well, the
They're
Windows
not gonna
Pro
opt for
devices.
it?
I mean, the way my understanding is that the Windows Pro devices, the ones that are like actual Windows that run x86,
right?
Those are going to be like priced more like towards laptop pricing, like right?
Yeah,
like 800, 900, 1,000.
So they're out of reach for those.
And then if the other ones are coming at the tablet range, they still do some Windows stuff, but not really. They do like Office, and you can't make apps for They don't want people making applications for the desktop environment. They only want them making them for Metro.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the question is like, is that a better, bigger proposition? Like, are people more excited about that than they are about an Android tablet?
That's a fair question.
And I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is
the
there
answer to
all
that.
like how well has the Zoom sold?
Yeah.
It's a $500, $600 Android tablet.
But
the only thing they managed to sell is a $200 Android tablet.
Yeah.
The Kindle Fire and I think some Nexus 7s.
Yeah.
I don't think they're selling a bunch of anything else.
But the thing is that it's only like in this past week that Google put out like guidelines for making good tablet apps, and it's only
You have to remember. Sorry, go ahead.
No, but I'm
You
saying.
ever read anything from the chat? These guys have pretty good comments in there.
Oh God, don't.
You don't-
This
you
is
don't-
now that you've acknowledged
Same.
them. This
It's
is
all
gonna.
over. What do they say?
is
What did you
over.
see in there that you thought
Well,
was
just
good?
scrolled past, and he's got a tiny little font. But
More complaints.
I'm
And
just
I
saying,
thought
like,
I'm a complainer, by the
Alright.
way.
Yeah.
So for me to notice
We acknowledge
complaints
them all
I
the
know.
time.
impressive.
all right.
No, what I'm saying is Google never solved. They never gave anybody reason to buy.
But remember,
an
this
Android
is the guy who said that like all he's made a number of crazy
tablet. Oh yeah,
statements
Eric Schmidt.
recently.
All TVs will be Google
all
TVs.
TVs will be Google TVs by like summer 2012, and what is it like Android tablet? He had some other Android tablet statement that was completely like I think Schmidt's deal.
The fact that his name is Schmidt and we keep referring to him as Schmidt. I would just like to thank him for that present, that gift.
Schmidt's strength is that
Schmidt's Strength, the sequel to Schmidt's Street.
Yeah, Schmidt's strength is like so we're doing like the sequel convention is like the Batman movies where they're just getting a new name.
Yeah.
Schmidt's strength is that he says crazy things and nobody holds him like accountable for them.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's not like in a real operational role at Google, right?
Yeah.
They're like, you can say, Eric, you can say whatever you want. Just you can't actually like be in a role where anybody would hold
Where
you
anyone would-
accountable.
yeah, right, or
for
where you
that,
can make
right?
legitimate
So they're like,
And that's why
Steph Jones, CEO, and then like immediately he's like, we'll all be living on Mars in the next year. Because he might say that.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
No, I mean, Google never gave anybody a reason to buy a tablet. They never did apps. They never said.
the Nexus 7.
The Nexus 7 runs phone apps.
Please stop
And
dissing.
it's cheap.
It now has landscape view.
And the home
Please
screen.
stop. Please stop dissing.
Look, they'll figure it out.
It's a fine product and it's at its price point. But unfortunately the iPad mini is coming.
Yeah.
Or the iPad Air as some people are calling it.
Yeah.
Which is where did that name come from?
Nowhere.
I haven't heard that one.
It's
Yeah.
Gruber used it the other day.
iPad Air.
iPad Air. He said it all like nonchalantly, like the time that Walt Mossberg was like the iPhone 3G that Apple's about to introduce.
And he was on Twitter. He was like, it was a guess. And
Was
who
it?
knows what they're going to call it? Yeah, he said that.
I don't think they're going to call it iPad Air. I mean, it just seems like a weird.
What's your vote on this? What do you think? You had to put your money on it.
I think it's iPad Mini.
Mini.
I mean, it just seems like Air is like it's the regular thing, only smaller. Like
iPad 7.
iPad 7. They would never.
No, I don't know. Honestly, maybe Mini. I guess they could call it Air. I just think that's weird to refer to that product as Air, and then your like ultra thin one
Right.
is what? You're not. That's not the Air.
Yeah.
Like you. I guess what I'm saying is when they released the third iPad, the new iPad, they really were like, look how thin it is.
Yeah.
It's like so thin. It's thinner than a phone, right?
Right.
It's thinner than the iPhone. Not the new iPhone, but
Right.
the previous the i4S. Now it's like you introduce one will this be thinner than that?
Yeah.
You think it will be?
Oh yeah.
No.
I think it will be.
Thinner than the current iPad.
What if it's as thin as an iPod Touch?
It's pretty thin.
Yeah, but I don't.
I'm
They didn't
saying-
call
I'm
that. They
saying,
didn't
what
call that the iPod Air.
No, and I support that. I don't think they'll call it the Air, but what
I just
if it's
think
that thin?
I don't know.
I mean, it
Then
could
it'll
be.
be really thin.
Yeah.
I have a thing like thinness.
It
I'm
would
not.
be.
I think thinness is like
You're
overrated.
very thin also.
I'm not that. Well, thank you.
Tall,
I'll
very
accept
tall.
it.
Well, you know what's
oh,
weird
you're
is
taking it
that,
back. You're not.
I just they didn't hear that.
Well,
They heard it. Go on.
I mean, the Nexus 7 is like whatever. The Kindle Fire is like they made a small, cheap thing.
Is like whatever is not a statement.
But no, it's not. You don't buy a Nexus 7 because you're like, oh, this has great apps. You buy a Nexus 7 because it's cheap. It has a web browser.
I guess.
Or you like Android and you want a tablet.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I
people
bought
like
it. No,
that.
but that's why I bought a Nexus 7.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it.
great Gmail experience, great calendar experience.
That's all Android stuff.
Great. You know, I don't know. I read on it. Great Kindle experience.
Great Kindle app.
No, it is. It's a good Kindle app.
But-
I mean, it's fine. What do you want?
but that's
from
why-
it?
but-
I enjoy it.
Those are the right.
You know.
But Microsoft has
You
to
have
make.
an Nexus 7, right?
I do.
Do you use it a
I-
lot?
I thoroughly enjoy my Nexus 7.
Do you use it a
Although
lot?
I go through. Yeah, I use
But
it
you have
every
an
day.
iPad too. You're not. You can't. We're not fair.
Yeah.
We have a one.
But
of
I go through a
everything.
progression every day where I come home.
So a lot of people come up to me and said, you know, I got this Nexus 7. I don't use it.
They come up to you on the street.
On
or
the street,
in
they
what
pull me
environment?
aside, and
They're
they're
like,
usually
hey,
they're eating-
walking through New
they're
York,
in-
they're
they're in a
like-
bagel, and they'll be like, Dan, this Nexus 7, you said it was pretty good, but I don't, and the people that I know have talked to it.
Do they all have iPads?
Some of them have iPads, some of them do not.
Right, because I go through a progression every day where I come home and I read email on my phone.
Yeah.
And I get frustrated with that.
And then you switch to
The Nexus 7 because it
Yeah.
has a really good
then you
email
get frustrated
experience.
with that.
And then I go to the iPad.
Yeah.
Because it's invariably.
When you want to get something real done, you go to
Yeah.
the iPad.
No,
That's
no, it's not that. It's invariably there
That's
are
when
links.
you get your
called
MacBook
Go
Air
to.
out.
Invariably,
Go to.
there are links in an email, like web pages and things I need to look at. Then I go to the iPad.
Okay.
And then I need to respond to the email.
Yeah, see-
And then I go to the laptop.
See,
and this happens to me every day.
I feel that both the Nexus 7 and the iPad are whenever I have to, like, I kind of now have skipped the step that you're talking about where I'm like, oh, I got to deal with this.
Yeah.
Or like, I got to look at this.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well,
They're
I'm
getting
just going to
my
go to the
laptop
laptop
out.
because
But
it's
I-
like
to
over
me-
there.
Go
and-
straight
To me, it's like, I don't want to. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Here we are. I'm working.
How do we get on the topic of tablets?
Because basically,
The
I think
statement about Schmidt's statement.
what Google, what he's saying, and I think what Google would love to say, is the future is mobile, and we have a claim
Mobile
to the
first.
future. But they have a claim in one space on the phone.
Well,
they have
and
yet
also-
to establish that
also
claim.
on the web.
But but
What
not
do you think
in
the percentage of mobile search that goes through Google is?
Oh,
Right, 90%.
because of the phone. I
Yeah.
mean, they lost 100 million Maps customers in one day. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's because of these
Did
phone
they,
operating
or did
systems.
they make a bunch of even better Maps customers? Think about it.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but that's like
Process it. Just stew on that for a moment.
when they put that app out, we'll see. But they don't have a claim.
When they put that app out, it'll be like,
they have a claim
unless
to
it
phones.
totally sucks,
Yeah.
it'll be like the number
Everyone-
one app in
yeah.
the App
Oh,
Store.
it'll- absolutely.
The-
But I'm saying they have a claim to phones. They have not really established that claim to tablets.
Yeah, okay,
And I
fine.
think all these
But, you know,
manufacturers
I mean,
are super eager.
But I think that Microsoft actually proves, and we had this, what is it, the Acer?
Mm-hmm.
This Acer, not convertible, but like, what is it, a hybrid?
The 510 thing.
The Windows 8 thing.
Yeah.
I think, if anything, what that woke me up to was, you feel like, oh, tablets, we stop there.
Yeah.
That's like, we're stopping there. That may be like a small off-ramp to like a small town.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not sure that's the only stop on the highway of innovation. What's happening?
No,
with
we
this
have
metaphor.
this kind of like long running conversation about gadgets and like the smartphone as a gadget is kind of like it's run a very fast race, and now we kind of know what smartphones.
Now it's
like.
coughing and wheezing.
Right, but like the age of like slider QWERTY keyboards and like flipping phones and like we've settled on basically this, right?
Well,
It's how many slider QWERTY phones?
Droid 4. Check it out.
No, I refuse. I will not check out the Droid 4.
You're lost. Best phone on the market.
But I think the PC and the tablet, because of Windows 8, I think we're going to see an enormous flurry of form factor.
Well, that's to me, like, I feel like look, I see people on planes all the time with those laptop docks.
Yeah.
For their iPad.
Yeah.
where you're typing with it.
I feel like we're not anywhere near what we think is actually the best use for.
Right.
I mean, I think I will say this. They're making the Surface is 16.9, right? I think that's a weird screen. Like, I don't think you'd want to hold this screen in your hands. What is this, a 13?
No, it's a 15.
Well, you definitely would want to hold this in your hand. But like an 11-inch MacBook Air screen would be awkward. I think even now we're kind of like, hey, you know what's weird to hold in your hands is a 10-inch screen.
Yeah.
I think that's like why people are like even talking about 7-inch tablets.
It depends.
I think that there's a very comfortable form factor. I think that where the
I
Kindle's
agree with you. That was the
the
first thing I noticed about the Nexus 7 when I got it was that it's super easy to hold this. It's the perfect format. You can take this thing with you, and sometimes I'll be there and I say, I don't know if I want to take the iPad. That's a little bulky. With this, you chuck this thing.
and I think that's
the beauty of it.
And I think that's part of the reason there's the 7-inch this 7-inch thing is happening. If Apple's doing it, and also I'm sure they're going to be like, my guess is
$249 is my guess.
Yeah.
well, whatever on the price point, they're going to introduce
$249.
$249 is really like a forget about it.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Who's not going to buy that?
Yeah.
Poor people. I mean, mainly.
No,
people
but
people without
I'm
extra
talking about
money laying
listeners
around.
in the context of this show.
People listening to this show, everybody's going to go buy it. It's people
Everybody's
who
gonna
hate
buy it.
Apple for some sort of weird political reason.
Yeah.
But they'll probably do something where it's like, look, it's the same size as a Kindle Fire, but we've used a smaller bezel, so we have a
Right.
larger screen or something.
Right.
Whatever kind of fancy stuff that they'll do. But I think that
They're saying in the Jackals in the chat room, there's no way they're going to do it less than
Jackals.
300.
Well, they're saying it because
people said that
this
they were
iPod
gonna-
is $300.
people said
Yeah.
they were going to sell the iPad for $1,000,
Yeah.
and they did it for $500. I think they're looking for another like blow your mind price point.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they have to be on this.
And how does then you keep holding this up? What is
Well,
this? This is the new iPod.
we've actually had a lot of
$299.
conversation about this.
$299 for this.
But so the thing, the important.
So then is it a decision between they're not going to price it lower than this?
Well, but
Why
this is hold on. So this is something
a
we've
whole
been,
different product,
we've been
right?
arguing about, and I think like having these conversations, and I've kind of come around to the idea that like in my mind I'm like, but then it would be the same price. But it's like, well,
cares?
Does that matter? Because you're not going to go like, well, I want a tablet, but maybe I'll just buy this 4-inch.
So you're saying
device.
it's not an either or. You're not saying someone
Well, it's like
shows up
8
at the Apple
inches,
store with
it's like
$300
almost 8 inches
and now
versus-
they're going to make a decision.
It's 8
between-
inches versus 4 inches. They don't do the same thing.
Yeah.
You don't slide them into your front pocket.
Right.
You know, one is like you throw in your bag. One is you put in your pocket.
And I would say the major cost center of this thing is the display.
Can I say that, by the way?
It's
Yeah.
great.
It's
You're keeping
that
the little,
thing is
the
great.
little,
I love that thing.
I like this right
the
now.
little bracelet
Little
band
loop.
thing on it. Loop.
Jaws was really psyched about the loop. Check
But
it
no,
out.
that thing has like the brand new in-cell touch Retina display. I mean, that is the best display Apple can make,
Yeah.
right?
Is it the same exact display?
Same
as
exact
the-
display as the phone. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing is great. Everyone
Cool.
seems to think
Oh
the
my God, I'm
smaller,
dropping it.
the smaller
Dropping it.
iPad.
The kids
have
will
a-
love the strap.
No, but
you
the
know?
smaller iPad will have a much cheaper display, right? It's going to have 1024, 768.
So that's a good reason. No, that's a great point. It's not going to be Retina. We know that.
Well,
Well, we know-
I
well,
They
we
may,
assume
know
but
that.
they
I
may
mean, we
find a
know
way
that.
to call it right
Yeah.
now. I don't know.
I don't think.
What would the PPI be on that?
No, it'll be 168, same as
Yeah,
everything.
that's
ever.
not going to be Retina. So that's the thing. You want super portable and you want Retina. Get the iPod Touch.
Yeah. And if you just
want
want
something
a
that's that-
cheap thing,
A cheap thing.
yeah. If you want a Retina
But
display,
Apple
you-
doesn't make cheap things.
Well,
Okay, let's talk about this.
Let's-
You don't
let's
do
talk about
sponsor
this
breaks or
piece.
anything?
no.
No.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh yeah, finally he's happy.
Yeah, I know that.
No, I don't know if he's happy. But there's
All
some-
right, so what is this thing here?
It's the iPod Nano. It's
I
a
haven't
piece.
seen one of these yet.
It's the Nano.
It's a piece.
It's not a piece. I mean, it's
a really nice
You're
MP3
upset
player.
because it's not a watch anymore.
I'm upset because it's such a.
It's got a clock.
I do.
It's
I am.
so it's. this is the best iPod from 2010.
Do you have more
ever
audio
made.
listeners or video listeners, guys?
I'm perplexed. We don't split our listeners like that. We think of them all as listeners.
Okay, because here's the
Don't
reason
worry, we
why.
spend plenty
There's
of
a lot
time
of people who can't
we
see
spend plenty
this
of
if
time
they're
doing
just
things that they
listening.
can't see. Okay, you're just gonna have to roll with it.
All right,
Yeah.
that's cool.
But here's my thing is
Usually I would describe it.
What's odd to me about this is that I thought that the square form factor was very successful and popular, and people were really into the idea that, like, oh, I could wear it as a watch, and it's like super miniature, and it's got a touch screen.
A lot of companies base their
Here's our beautiful video of it. What is the reasoning?
Oh, there you go.
Again, like with the 4
So
inch,
I know the
4-inch
answer.
screen here.
I know the answer to
watch
this question.
movies.
No,
I don't believe
it's
there's a
not that.
soul on the planet
No,
watching movies on that. And if they are, I pity them.
I am 100% confident that the reason they change this thing every 2 years
It's their playground.
No, it's not a playground. It's to juice sales. This thing is a trifle. You buy it for $150. You throw it in a stocking. You say, "I bought you the new iPod Nano." And if you change the way it looks, it's new. I mean, this is the same argument that we've been making with the iPhone.
So we're getting the whole
you didn't
staff
change it
for
enough.
Christmas. I mean, the
Right.
holidays.
But if you think
Everybody's
about,
getting a mint green.
but if you think about the things they took out of
iPod
that
Touch.
from 2 years ago,
Look at this video. Man, our videos are really nice. This makes me want to buy one.
Yeah, the Apple should hire you guys to make these.
But so
things.
here's my thing about it, and I
pretty
reviewed
good.
this.
You're
so
right,
I will
you're
say, we're talking. I mean, I guess we're talking about our reviews of these things.
Yeah, we're segueing.
But so we reviewed the Touch. David reviewed the Touch, and the Touch is like, it's expensive. It's $300, but it's also clearly a spectacular product, right? It's super thin. It's beautiful. It comes in these colors. It has the same display.
There's a video of it.
Yeah, they're showing a video.
Look at that.
That's
I would
nice.
say
You
the
just
iPod
hear Johnny
Touch.
Ive talking about it over top.
No, I mean the iPod Touch. If I had an Android phone and I wanted to play with iOS, the iPod Touch is the place to do it, right? It is a great product. It's just a little bit expensive. This thing is like the Nano is a product from 2 or 3 years ago. It's not the thing that people want.
What kind of numbers do they do on these things? How many do they sell?
It declines every year, and that's always half the sales. Like that's the Touch. The iPod numbers decline every quarter, and the iPod Touch is generally half the sales. So
This is a. There are things I really like about the Touch, and there are things that I don't like about the Touch, like the new Touch. There's a little too much going on in the back of it.
yeah, I don't like the
there's too many-
cameras
I see what you're
raised.
talking
There's too many
'Cause
things.
there's a
like
camera, there's a
this
flash, there's a
thing,
little loop,
there's this,
little
the
black
antenna. You've got the camera and flash, and everything feels. And then you've got the logo, and like you can see a little bit of the headphone. I just feel like I wish some of this. I mean, obviously you can't move the camera.
Well, if you take out the strap, that little button is like
How do you do this?
you just pull it off.
I don't think this is supposed to pop up, man.
Yeah, it
It's
pops
popped.
out.
It's done. It's here. Let me see it.
It's popped. Oh.
There you go.
And that,
Ooh.
like that's cool.
No,
like
it's broken.
that's like a little Apple design flourish. That's like cool, right? But it's also
We're only days away from stories of these being snapped off. By the way, I mean, because you definitely could.
or it's like when the Wii first came out and people kept on throwing their remotes through their
Through TVs and windows,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you trying to break it?
No,
Is that what you're doing?
I mean,
you're just seeing how much it takes.
I mean, if I was, would that be a problem? I know we have to mail this back, but
Right.
no, this is nice. What colors they come in?
Oh god, a million colors.
Green,
Red, black,
yellow,
yellow,
black,
white,
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 silver.
Yeah.
Silver. What color would you get?
Black. It looks awesome in black.
I feel
you
like
know what,
I would get yellow.
It's another one of those
Color of
things.
sadness.
It's like the Nokia phones, the
Oh, there we
HTC
go. Look
phones.
at that. I think I get the pink. Is that pink in the middle?
Yeah, it's pink, and I think
Pink,
they do a
yeah.
red one. But it's like the HTC phones where they
black
look
one does
they
look
look
nice,
best as a
actually.
set.
Ooh.
They
Easy
definitely
there.
look.
Do you want this?
Yeah. Here you go. It's for you.
Thank you. All right, can you take
Anyhow,
this?
okay. We're just. I don't know what we're talking about now.
So I want to talk about this for 1 second.
Okay.
Because I gave this a pretty.
Great.
I gave this a,
You give it a
solid
fair
score,
review.
but a fair review.
Yeah.
Because the thing about the Nano to me is that the equation for Apple is not just iPod. It's always iPod plus iTunes. Mm-hmm. And this is like an extension of iTunes.
This is like you made a lot of your intro is actually really funny in the review where you're just kind of like, it's all about MP3s
files.
and AACs.
Yeah.
That's what you do. But like, you know what? You know what I don't do anymore? I don't use iTunes. So when I went home to review this, I had to boot up iTunes and like plug into it and see what files were in my iTunes. And it's like, Oh, I stopped listening to music in this way 3 years ago.
I feel like we're
Right,
broken.
but you did that because you're an iPhone owner, and I what do you think the percentage of people who buy one of these?
No,
things?
but so the problem is not this. That's what I'm saying. The problem
Yeah,
is
is the iPhone.
The problem is iTunes. The problem
no,
is
wait, yeah.
that Apple's model for distributing music to the world,
Right.
and then putting it on this thing is completely backwards.
Yeah, but it's backwards in like 5 years. Right now, it's extremely profitable. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I use RDO and Spotify, and I want to just have a subscription service. Like, we've talked about this. Like,
At length.
There's a lot of people who are still using iTunes.
no, I mean, that's the thing. The majority of people are like, they're seriously pre-ordering the new Britney Spears record right now.
Right.
And they're like, cannot wait to
Was
get
that available
to
right
download. I think so. No, I don't think so. But I know she's doing one. But like, they cannot wait to download the MP3s or
Yeah.
AACs. You know,
No, but
and
those
like, I think
people are-
we're I think we happen to be in a
What are you listening to on your
My-
iPhone?
My iPhone. I mean, I listen to Spotify, and then I have like my library, and then like I enjoy.
Where does your library come from?
I get what you're saying. It's files.
Yeah,
I understand.
From
that-
iTunes, right?
No.
Cloud.
Yeah, I mean Spotify streams you the files.
Yeah,
then
but you
Have you ever
said
used
your
Spotify?
library. Yeah, I'm testing him about his library.
no. That's it's
Oh, it's up there on that.
yeah. It's
See, I'm
playlists.
old fashioned. I use iTunes. I use the heck out of
This
iTunes.
is here you go, regular user.
Use the heck
Right.
out of it.
That's what I'm saying is that regular people. No,
How much,
you're not
how
that
much
you're-
music do you buy?
You know, not a ton of it. Might
Yeah.
buy an album every week or two.
You do that much?
That's
Yeah.
an extraordinary amount.
That's a lot of music. That's like you're spending. Do the math. I don't know, $40 a month
Possible.
times 12.
It's possible.
What is that? 40
do it.
times 12.
can
Anybody?
do it.
Maybe
Can't
it's
do
less,
it.
maybe it's
480.
less than that.
You got
I don't
Can't
know.
do it. 480.
It's
Yeah.
a bad habit.
Doesn't seem like that much money.
Over the course of a year,
$480 a year on music?
Spotify's
maybe
$10
it's a little
a month.
bit less than
No,
that.
I know.
But here's
It's very affordable.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing.
That's why I use it. I
is
can't
I
imagine.
have
buying
one of
Literally a
these-
quarter of the price.
4 albums a month. I mean, what?
Maybe
I
it's
guess
two.
That's how, I
Maybe
guess
it's
that's how
two.
done.
I don't
You
know.
know
I'm
that
not paying
Spotify and
attention to
RDO
this.
exist, though, right?
I know, and I use Spotify, but the point is this: sometimes you don't have an internet connection, or
Yeah,
you
but
don't
you
want
can
an
you
internet
can sync them
connection.
to your devices.
You can download it on the
Yeah.
thing. I'll have to check that out.
You're like, I gotta hit you.
I'm
with
old.
it.
I'm old fashioned.
No, but
I
that's
know.
the
I-
key.
and a
That's-
lot of the time I'll have an iPod.
Why?
And why? Because I like it's small. You check in your pocket. You don't want a device. You don't want to use anything.
Have you
go
seen-
offline a little bit.
You've seen one of these, right?
Should-
It's
you say
Yeah,
chuck
I
it in
got
your
one in my
pocket?
extremely
pocket.
small.
Wait,
and light.
these are designed to go in your pocket.
Oh, I have it in my pocket right
No,
now.
the phone. I mean,
I have
I mean,
the
did
phone
you-
in my pocket.
what do you have? A
right
5?
now. Yes.
You like it?
It's great.
Have you used the maps?
I don't like the maps. So
You have any?
much.
You have any Scoffane?
Do I? Yeah.
Scuffgate?
Oh God, everybody
do?
has
Yeah,
stuff.
check it out.
This
Really?
is, by the way, our office every morning comes in and everyone has
And you
like
compare.
PTSD
Look at this.
stories about scuffs.
Look at this. This
I
is
like
last
it.
week.
Can I tell you I like the Scuffing?
Yeah, it's cool.
I think this is what happens when you look.
Can you
go
get
look
a shot
look
of
at
this?
Look
Can
at
you can I
look
get
at
a shot of this
beautiful.
one?
Look at a beautiful.
I
old
can't see that.
Leica camera.
Oh
Okay.
God.
No, but I mean, it's got a. You want it to have a little character.
Yeah.
You know, it's like leather's not cool until it looks like beat up.
That's why when I buy a leather jacket, I just punch it.
You like
through.
Yeah.
gut punch it until it's.
Do you guys
till
ever
it's-
burn CDs anymore for portable
No.
listening?
burn what?
Burn a CD.
What D's?
Oh,
You remember this kind of data. There's a lot of people, and their MO is they buy the music, they download it, they make a mixtape essentially, as you may remember.
No, yeah,
mixtape.
no, all the time,
And
yeah.
that's a CD, and they put it and
me.
they listen to that in their car, and they get a whole little book of them.
Come on.
Yeah, I did
this
that.
This
No.
is real.
yeah, I did
I
that
bet
when
you
I
some of
was
these jockeys-
You just
15.
get one of those. You get what you do is you take the CD player out, you get a cassette player,
Yeah.
and then you
You
get one of
plug
those
it in.
cassettes.
Yeah, the cassette with the
cord
wire that
coming out
goes
of
to
it.
your CD.
I used to use one of those in my Honda
There
Civic.
are a lot of people that
which
yeah,
I
me,
love.
me too.
Yeah.
In my Honda Civic.
What year? What year was your Civic?
I think it was the late 80s.
I had a '99.
Yeah.
which I loved.
Yeah, mine
Which,
got stolen.
Which my mother. Let me tell you a quick
That's a true story.
Quick
Oh,
funny
God.
story.
Let's hear it.
Which is similar, but my mother stole it. No, my mother, my air conditioning was broken. I went home to visit my parents, and my air conditioning was broken. And my mother was it was the very hot summer.
Yeah.
And she was very upset. She was like, we have a guy who does, because they had a Honda. She's
Yeah.
like, we have a guy who fixes Hondas. Like, leave it here. We'll take it to him. We'll get the air conditioning fixed. So, we want to do this for you. And I fought with her. I was like, I don't need the air conditioning. It's not a big deal, whatever. And finally, she wore me down, and my friend Nick was like, look, just let her keep the thing. She'll want to do this for you. I think it'll make her very happy to
Yeah.
let her fix the car for you. It's a small thing. You can take ride with me back to wherever we're going. I don't know, to New York, I guess. And so I was like, fine. I left the car there, and like 2 days later, a landscaper backed his like rig into my car and totaled it.
Nice.
And that was it. And my car was gone forever.
Your mom did a nice thing for you then.
Yeah, it was wonderful. She convinced me to get a new car.
I inherited my sister's '94 Accord, which
I like where this is.
which was brown.
Yeah.
And
Brown.
Brown. We call it.
Is that like off the lot like
It
that
was-
color, or was that like a repaint?
my parents, like, she was the oldest child, and she was the A+ student.
Yeah,
she was
the good.
She was the good one.
Yeah.
She's impossible to live up to. And they were like, we want to get you a car, anything you want. And she picked a brown 4-door Accord.
Weird.
Because she was the
Brown.
good child.
Sensible.
Yeah.
Sensible.
Yeah, she didn't
Sensible
pick, like,
vehicle.
You know, that's a color that they won't pull you over no matter how fast you're going.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to
But
deal with
she
this
would only
brown.
go the speed limit.
Sure,
Anyway,
of course.
Keep you safe. Keep you
but
safe.
she went to the University of Chicago too, which is a bad neighborhood in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And the car got broken into so many times that by the time I inherited it, the area where the stereo would go was just a blank space.
Oh, my.
And we just had a stereo like in it.
Yeah.
And I would just take,
You could take
I
the
would
stereo with
unplug
you
the
as you go.
stereo and just like take it with
Like an
me.
actual, the whole
And
unit.
not,
Yeah,
not
just the
just
whole-
the
it
little
just
front
wasn't
part,
fastened.
but the whole,
Yeah,
the whole
it was
thing
it was
come
great.
down.
Amazing car.
Honda's-
It had a button on the shifter that was labeled sport mode. It's like there's nothing about this car.
I think in the and I don't know when this was, but I think in the late '90s, early aughts, Hondas were the most broken into or stolen
for
Or
cars.
stolen,
Many,
for
yeah.
sure. Because
And I
you
don't
could
know-
disassemble one of those and have the parts sold in like an
Yeah.
hour.
Is that right?
Yeah.
to other Honda. I'm
To other
pretty sure
Honda, yeah,
yeah.
when I
They were
finally
very
had the center
serviceable.
stack
Yeah, very.
rebuilt, I'm pretty sure I just bought somebody else's stolen center stack.
Put it right in there. All right, we should move on from whatever it is that we're supposed to be talking about.
Is this what people tune in for to your show?
This is literally what they tune into.
I think.
Can I say one more
No,
thing?
I'd
about
really
this?
prefer you did.
So this is $149. You know how much to sell the iPod Touch for? $199. The older one.
Well, but that's
Yeah.
that's the delta between.
But I'm saying if you're buying this, you should spend the $50 and buy the Touch. It's the same storage, the same features. If you want to sync it and play files.
Do you ever let the guys in the booth talk on the show? or
all
anything?
the time.
They don't even have a mic.
Yeah, they have a
There's
mic.
a mic
They
in there.
can't
It's
talk
like
at
a
all.
Shure
They don't use
SM58,
it.
I
You
think.
can't hear them.
Michael's like dying to talk.
Michael would love to say something.
Michael,
Is this
yeah,
why
You don't
can
even
say-
acknowledge. There's like
Michael,
50
Dan-
people
Dan
back in
brought-
there, and
Dan-
they're part of your crew. They're the team. They make it happen.
I just realized, Dan, you brought your Hattie is your.
She's my producer.
Your
She's
producer.
back in there, too.
And she was like making a crazy face and thumbs up in just a second ago. But I realized Hattie is a real name. I accused her of having a fake name.
It's a real name.
But I just realized that there's a character on the show Parenthood named Hattie.
That
Is that
makes it
short? Is
legit.
that's short for something? Yes, it is.
not in her
You have a
case.
real name.
That's Hattie.
What's your real
That's her
name?
whole name.
No.
That's her whole name.
You use the
I've seen her
microphone.
license.
I think Hattie is short. I think Hattie is short for
something.
something.
It's
You should
not.
ask your parents.
Can you mic her? Can you put her on the mic? Let
I
her
don't
get
think
on
there's
the
a
mic
mic for
guys.
her.
No, there's a mic right there. Yeah,
Oh,
put
they're
her on,
shaking
put her on
their
the
head.
mic.
Yeah.
Put her on the
John
mic.
is shaking his head.
You just
by the
because
way,
I let my
would just
producer talk on the show
I would like to
anytime.
apologize to the listeners of the
I would like to
Vergecast
apologize.
for the Vergecast existing. We tried. We thought we could do it the right way, and this is the best.
I got to
way.
say,
This is a
the
good show.
listeners' guesses
this
on what
show.
Hattie might stand for.
Do we have any good guesses that we can share?
Hateria.
No.
Why can't they? These guys.
Hattie
Why
Tat?
can't they get a mic? What is
Hiawatha?
that?
More complaints
Who runs
from
this
Dan
place? Ray
Benjamin.
Charles.
Have you,
Harrietata.
that's rude.
Henrietta.
Ray Charles, one of the
He's a
most
great-
loved recording
yeah.
artists of our
I
time.
do love Ray Charles. I have an album that I bought on iTunes.
You have a
from
single
Ray Charles.
album.
A
Oh,
single
Harriet. Is it
album.
Harriet?
Harriet.
No,
yes,
it's
yes,
Hattie.
That's your
It's
real
not.
name, Harriet. You
It's
should
No,
not.
is it with
It's
two
not
Ds or
sure.
ask
two
your
T's?
parents about it.
Is this what people
Two
tune in
Ts.
for?
2 D's?
Do you think?
Oh, okay. That is a fake name.
It's real.
That is the
actually.
Hattie. That is like Maddie, but you messed up the first letter. Like we wrote an M, but they thought it was an H, so I guess that's her name.
How do you deal with these? Why don't you have
I
like
don't like
nice
them.
headsets? to monitor?
I prefer this because I think the headsets are gross looking.
No, I agree with that, but you
And,
can monitor really well.
And
with them.
we've done some like broadcasts where we don't use this either. We don't use these either. We use the
Yeah.
lapel, which I actually prefer. I prefer to not.
Hattie
have
has a mic.
Oh, Hattie has a mic.
Yeah, it's Hattie.
It's
Is
really
it?
her.
Hattie, do you have a middle name?
Yes.
What is it?
Anne.
Anne? That's not a real name. That's short for something. I
Yeah.
think it is.
Annie? No.
Annie, yeah, Hattie Annie. That's a great. That would be a great name. Anyhow, so Hattie, you're from you work with Dan down in Austin.
Yes, I do.
We should just let her out here. I don't know.
No, it's fine.
We're just
I
talking
like
to a
this
ghost.
as a visible person that everybody has to hear. I'm sure our chat room is now freaking out because it's a new
You have like
female
a
voice has been
woman on the
introduced to
show.
the-
Whoa.
But we've had women on the show, and they
Yeah.
always freak
But
out.
They always freak out.
It's a little weird. A
It's
little
how you get
upsetting.
ratings.
Yeah.
Now, Hattie, when did you start work? Hattie, when did you start working with Dan?
Like lowest common denominator.
Hold on,
Yeah,
quiet.
well,
I want to get some.
That's your
answers
audience,
here.
man.
About 2 months ago.
Okay, and does he complain? How much does he complain in Austin about
lot.
this?
See, you gotta
Does he?
mic them all the
Sorry.
time. They're cracking up. These guys are fun in there.
I don't need people. I don't
party
need to
in
hear
here.
people.
Yeah, it
It is a
is.
party in there. And so he complains a lot. Would you say like
Not
60,
really.
70%
Not
of the
really.
time or it's complaining?
Not really.
don't know.
Hey,
He's
be
pretty
honest.
hard to deal
Be
with.
honest. Be honest.
But you don't have. Do you have people in your studio who come in?
Occasionally, yeah.
You mostly do people remote.
Most of the guests that we have on the shows are remote people that we bring in with Skype, and but we're in there, and sometimes we let other. But it's like for the people who are late, this is a really you've got this great space out there, but this actual recording room is quite
We are-
cozy.
We are. Thank you.
Like ours, ours is also quite cozy.
we are-
But we don't have these awful like.
We are moving.
lights
We are
shining on
moving
people.
to a new.
Have
studio.
you announced this publicly yet?
I guess I haven't, but I
50th
will.
show, time to do it, man.
It's our 50th show. I might as well tell everybody.
50 more shows from now. We'll be
No,
moving.
but nobody cares. It's because it's like they're not going to be there. It's not like you can just come in.
Will the
please
lights
don't and
be
please
as
don't
bright?
come in. By the way, we've had some unannounced visitors. We prefer that you didn't stop by unannounced. No, we're moving to. We have a new office in Midtown that we're moving to hopefully in January.
Sounds great.
With a brand new studio. We're actually on 2 floors of a building, so we'll have a big floor for editorial and sales and developer.
You'll be in
guys,
one.
and then-
Everybody's gonna be
and
in
then-
one place, right?
And then downstairs, we're gonna have a big new studio with.
very
we just
exciting.
finalized some of the. We actually met with contractors today. It was very exciting.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Anyhow, we'll do a tour and stuff for people, and we'll
A video
probably-
tour.
A video tour.
Not like you're gonna have people who
I mean,
can
we're
come
so
in,
we're so
sign in and
far
take a
off
tour.
of what could even be described as a topic right now.
Yeah.
That I don't know what's happening. I frankly am a little upset and confused. All right.
Well, at some point, you guys said I need to leave.
Yeah, you have to leave.
All right.
Yeah.
Is this well? Since you brought it up, maybe now's the time.
Now would
I know
be
these
a good
lights are
time.
bothering
No,
you.
they're
Dan.
very
I know that
bright.
they're too bright
Yeah.
for you.
What else you got on here? Anything good?
Anything else
we
that Dan
jump
can talk
ahead?
about?
You
Dan,
got
what
that?
do you have?
Oh,
What do
you reversed your trackpad.
Yeah, because I'm a normal human being.
Oh, you
who has
use the
taste.
reverse trackpad?
I just try to roll with it, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dan, any
Path of
topics you'd
least
like to
resistance.
discuss?
Let's see if we got anything. The rest of the show is
Any
kinda
personal topics you'd like?
Trolling, man.
I'm just saying.
Any personal, any beefs
China.
you want to share? Talk
No,
about?
man. I'm just happy to be here with
Any
you guys. Happy to be here in New York.
Any guests you have coming up that we should know about?
When are you coming on the show, Josh?
When are you inviting me?
I've invited you.
I was on your show.
I know, but the new ones.
How many times can I come on?
You can come on every week.
When would you like me to be on?
Every Friday at noon.
Every Friday at noon.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of money what kind of compensation can I expect for that?
I would think it would be a great way to promote your shows.
You'd be wrong.
So we'd
I've heard this game
we could do
before.
a
I don't
trade.
want your audience.
You don't want my
frankly,
audience, no.
I don't know what they'll
You
bring.
don't want mine.
I don't know. Actually, what I don't want is your nice, clean, normal audience.
Oh, that's what-
to meet the Verge audience,
You guys
which I
have-
think
you
could be
guys
like
have- judging by
when
this chat room,
when a
you've got a
kid
pretty good audience in
when
here.
a kid goes to
Any tech news today? The guy says.
you know when like
You don't involve any of these great people you get working here.
you know when a
It's all-
juvenile
you gotta bring them
delinquent
in, man.
they go to juvie and they learn how to like blow up a car in juvie.
Wasn't
They
Sean
learn how to,
Penn in that movie?
That's like what'll happen if the
Bad Streets, I think it was
5x5 listeners come over to the Verge. They'll be like they'll
No,
like
no.
DDoS your next show.
Trust
is
me.
what'll happen.
Trust me. There's a lot of overlap. I think.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, you get these great people in the chat room.
I like how you're so excited about all the other people that are not on the show.
No, you gotta include
You're like, look at
them.
these great
I mean, I
people
think
here,
that's
these great
the-
people over here. Like, what's wrong with us, Dan?
By the way, on cue, they should use Lumia 920s to film this.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea,
Yeah.
actually.
We have like 2 more topics.
That's it?
Yeah.
What about, wasn't Ross going to come on?
Yeah, let him.
Yeah.
Let
You
the
wanna
guy come
switch
on.
out?
Yeah, I'll switch
I feel
out.
I don't want to send.
All right, listen. Thanks very much.
Hey,
for
thank
having-
you for coming.
Yeah.
This is
great
really
to-
fun.
This is
actually.
a
And
wonderful New York.
This was a
welcome.
surprise. I just found out as I was on my way over here that you were going to be joining us, and
Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna.
and I think my exact words were, what the fuck?
Yeah, can
Like,
you-
how did this
Can you
happen?
get him out of there before I get here?
This is
what I thought
this
you
is an
said.
outrage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll bleep that in post.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I apologize for being here.
No,
Sorry.
it's good. It's good. It's fine. I mean, all of a sudden you're like real nice.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, now I'm nice.
Now you're nice.
Oh, now I'm nice.
Now that you're
well,
leaving.
I'm leaving. Bye,
Complaints,
guys. Thanks for
complaints
having me
all
on
the way
show,
through.
buddy.
No, this is
5x5.tv.
this is funny. And it also- and
That's
also-
where you go.
Oh, look,
all
there's
the
a pitch.
shows.
Please
all
get
the
off.
good shows.
And read his book, Dan Benjamin's How to Do a Podcast.
How to do a
Volume
podcast.
1.
Look, they're saying please go, and another guy says don't go.
Welcome to our
Yeah.
chat room.
Yeah.
What you should write a book, How to Do a Podcast. I just gave you a free idea.
I know. And
Free-
in fact, 5x5.tv/afterdark/75, where I discuss such a book. Go
Wow,
check it
really?
out, yeah.
Seriously?
That fast?
That's a URL?
Yeah. Committed to memory.
You're like, I have a new podcast about this book.
Yes.
That I haven't written yet.
That is right.
How many shows do you have?
Personally or total on the network?
Both.
Hattie, how many do I do? Do you know?
On the mic. On the mic.
Six
on the
or
mic.
I think personally 6.
6. You're going to say
And then
6 or 7.
You could have
and
said
then
any
totals.
Totals like 20 on the 18 or 20 on the
18 or
network.
20,
Yeah,
something
we're
like
always adding stuff, tweaking
Yeah.
stuff,
Okay.
changing it up. 5x5.tv. Thanks.
What do you think will be the next show you add?
I don't want to give it up. I don't give it away.
Can you just tell us right now?
No.
Can you give me an idea of what it would be? Don't take that off.
I'm not taking it off.
Give me an
just
idea.
annoying on
Is
the
it
air.
going to be more about like celebrity culture?
It'll be celebrity culture. It'll be a show about Hollywood celebrity and the
What about the
woes
celebrities
of
from
being
other-
multimillionaire
What if you're in France? French celebrities?
French celebrities. We'll
New York,
translate it.
New York celebrities.
We'll
No.
translate
What
it.
are you going to play? You're planning new shows?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
When can we expect?
Very,
something?
very soon.
Will
Very soon.
Will it be
Yeah.
shows that I will want to tune into?
I don't know.
Keep
I
it
don't
in
know
mind.
what- I don't
Keep
know
it
what
in mind.
you
I
listen-
currently
know
don't
what-
tune into any shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you listen to any podcasts other than this one?
I don't even listen to
I'm
ours.
going to say yes. I'm going to say this would be right up. This would be right up your alley.
Do I listen to other podcasts?
Yeah. Do you listen to anything? Did you listen to the interview that I did with you on the pipeline? Do we have a number? Do we have an episode here?
Do we know what number I was on the
what number?
pipeline?
They have it. They're googling.
I
I think it was a late one. I think it was in the
like in the evening.
it was late at night.
What does
you
that mean?
finally
Like-
did
like-
it. You finally were on the. It took forever.
I did. It took forever.
What is the story behind that?
I'm very busy.
I don't know.
Anyhow, I would love.
look at that
What's
picture.
that?
That's awesome.
Is that
Check
you?
it out.
That is weird.
That does.
Gross.
Yeah.
I mean, you look like such
Wait, hold on. I can't hear the
a
guy.
D-bag.
It was pipeline 33.
Number 33.
33, which is, by the way-
Is that Michael?
33 is that was Michael. 33.
Michael's been waiting to get on that mic this whole time.
That 33
I'm
as
gonna
soon as
tell
he
you, why
found
does
out
it-
he could
why
get
do
on
I
the
have to
mic.
come here to get these guys on the mic?
33 is a mystical number. That's the secret number on the Rolling Rock bottles.
Oh, yeah.
33 is the age that it's an important age. I think. Can anybody tell me the mystical meanings of the number 33 in the chat?
All right,
in
that's
the
good.
chat,
I'll let you
You're
guys
leaving?
get back to your
Dan's
show.
All right,
out
Dan,
the door.
I'm
Dan,
gonna
thank
plug-
you. While we figure out what the mystical means
All
of
right,
33.
do you want me to
Anyhow,
wait out there, or should
by
I
the
get
way,
out
I
of
would
here?
love to come back and let's
would be great to have you.
Hattie.
Everyone, okay,
Hattie
so
and
you-
Michael
you
are in
hear
the
this,
same room
right?
right now, so
you hear
could
this, guys.
probably
You're going to set this up,
you
right?
could probably figure
Yeah.
it out.
All right.
No
Literally,
promise.
your
no,
people are meeting his people.
No
know.
promises. But I'd love
Well,
to,
you
but I'd
just-
love
you
to
just
come on.
prom- I mean, it was-
I wouldn't say it was a loose
Oh, I
promise.
got to be on Jimmy Fallon now. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Have
wow.
a good one.
So, Thank you, Dan.
Real troll exit right there.
Really trolled his way right off the set.
Ross.
Now that he's out of earshot, I never liked that guy.
was terrible.
I really didn't care for him. I didn't care for him on the internet, and I like him even less in person.
Yeah.
No, he's great. Dan, that was very nice to join us. Very nice of him to join us.
Indeed.
And frankly, nice of us to allow him to join us when you think about it. Oh, Ross. Okay, Ross Miller's getting in here for the final 15 minutes.
Yeah.
How long have we been doing this?
55 minutes.
What time do you have?
5:55.
I'm a minute off.
Yeah.
That's not that worrying
No, it's fine.
for an old watch.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, y'all.
Ross Miller.
I feel absolutely terrible knocking off Dan Benjamin.
Can we talk
Completely
about? Can
bumping
we
him.
address something just for a second? I want you to.
I am also, yes, I'm using natural scrolling.
I want you to take
getting over it.
I want you
It's
to take
okay.
a vision quest with me. Get a shot of Ross up. Can we get a shot of Ross?
right.
Okay. Now just imagine for a second that he's very pale, and that this is a sheer.
It won't take that
it's
much
a sheer
imagination.
shirt. That's his flesh underneath there. Just imagine. I just think about it. I wish we just had.
Let
some
the record be
nipples.
sure that you're thinking of me Fifth Element style.
Fifth
It's my
Element.
Lilu Dallas outfit to you.
I like you're
I'm
just
set for
I like
Halloween.
you're like I'm just gonna name drop a few characters from Fifth Element. Like it's no big deal.
you don't know. That's fine. Whatever.
Fifth Element is actually a pretty bad movie. Can we all
It's
agree?
a pretty great movie.
It's actually
we can
fairly,
all agree.
It's fairly
an
terrible.
amazing movie.
I mean, it's like a real. What year was Fifth Element made? Like 1998,
dude, it's from
Yeah.
the future. There's no time.
1997.
It has defined our generation, and for years to come, it will.
Defied a generation of sad people wearing sheer shirts
Yeah.
with stripes on
Yeah,
them.
it's awesome. Everyone's
What
gonna be
year?
doing this in the future.
97.
I would actually say that was more of a Freddy Krueger.
Fleshy Krueger.
Yeah.
So, like, if Freddy Krueger used the flesh of his victims,
I mean, I look at this
kind
show.
of
No,
Buffalo
It is
style.
a Krueger. It's
It's a
Krueger-esque.
Krueger, yeah.
97 was Fifth Element.
Yeah. Okay.
But I look at this and I think
Go
Freddy
ahead.
Krueger, not Fifth
Tell me
Element.
say a movie and I'll tell you what year it was out.
Oh God.
It's a mad.
99.
It's a mad world.
1968.
No, wait.
67. Sorry. That's probably wrong.
Is this
It's probably,
the game
it's
we're
probably
playing?
66,
Is this
actually.
what we're doing for the last 15 minutes? Yelling movies
Wait,
at
what
Josh?
year did you say?
The first one I said was 69, but it's actually, I think it's 68. But I
No,
could
it's
be wrong.
actually 63.
Whoa.
You
Way off.
lose.
Oh,
sir.
no. In my
You
mind, the 3
lose.
looks a lot like an 8.
You're
Oh,
done.
really?
So there's one more.
And the
learner.
fact that I even know it's in the 60s is commendable.
That's the standard now? That's commendable?
No. Okay, fine. When was Failsafe released?
I don't even know
What is
Exactly.
Failsafe?
Oh, you haven't seen Failsafe?
I'm too young
Okay,
for these
Failsafe
things.
is based on a book I believe called Failsafe, which is the same thing that Doctor Strangelove is based on.
Okay.
But it's like a serious version kind of it. It's really good. I think it was released in 1958. I could be wrong. Could be 59. This is my thing. 58 or 59? I think it's 50.
64.
No, way off. Well, it's in the same range.
Initial
It's
release.
within
Commendable.
It's within a decade.
Commendable.
Anyhow,
I got it mostly right.
you know what? The important thing is we all learned about a new film. Failsafe. No, it is a great movie though, and you should see it. Who's the star of that? Jack Lemmon?
Walter Matthau.
Close enough.
The other grumpy old man.
Very close though. You got to admit. Is Jack Lemmon in the film at all?
I don't think so.
Really?
Frank Overton, Walter Matthau, Henry Fonda, Dan.
Jack Lemmon.
Party going on.
What's going on in there? Are you leaving?
We're leaving.
All right,
Bye.
great.
Right.
It's great meeting you.
Bye, Dan. Sorry to bump you. That's his
Hattie,
fault.
ask your parents about the name because I think it's a real problem. All right.
Be nice to these guys in the back.
I don't think that's
Get
a
out.
good idea. All right,
Slammed
Dan,
the
Dan
door.
Benjamin. See,
All
he
right.
really did kind of slam it.
Yeah, there's
bit.
one more thing to talk about.
Yes.
And it's a topic of we talk about every week. The Nexus.
Oh, yes.
Big rumors on the Nexus.
Yeah.
I have to say rumors that truly disappoint me.
So
yeah,
the
a little
rumors
bit.
are that LG's making the next Nexus phone.
Yep.
Or a Nexus phone.
You know, there's pictures all over the place now.
We don't know.
They're
But
sparkly.
there are pictures of a phone which looks on the front, on the face, kind of like a Galaxy Nexus. And on the back, it looks like a Disco Barbie or something. I don't really know
This
what
is
you call
Steve
it.
McQueen's more
I actually
flamboyant
don't.
era.
I don't mind the weird pattern on the back. What I mind is everything else about the phone. I think the shape of it is ugly. It looks like it's using cheap plastic, garbagey.
Yep.
I actually hope this is not. I hope this is like a device, but not the device. Like if this is the flagship, like if this is the best that Google, if this is Google's A game, like by doing this device, like come on, guys.
Now, I thought you brought up an interesting point actually on Twitter. You mentioned that it says with Google.
That's right.
On the on
Yeah.
the branding. That's not what the Nexus phones do.
So the original G1, somebody pointed out to me, says with Google on the back.
Yep.
But that was before they even had this concept of like of Android phones as like these flagship phones. You know. Do you want to wipe that down? That was in
It's
Dan.
actually Olivia wiped it down for me, so this should be good to go. This is not Dan's earpiece, as far as I can tell.
The phrase Olivia wiped it down for me doesn't sound
Just walk in the studio, man.
polite.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm just gonna risk it. You know, if this is the last time you see this ear, well, you know.
I mean, where did we save Dan's
that
earpiece?
Hey, remember that Vergecast? It was the last time we saw Ross's ear. It's just hanging out.
Testing. Oh,
No, but this would.
He Van Gogh'd right after the Vergecast.
I had to
Here-
just say
here's
the rest
what
of the
I'm
head.
saying.
Is Van Gogh is Van Gogh's a verb?
Yeah, I'm
on.
just saying.
Yeah.
We just went through this with the iPhone.
Yes.
You know,
But
it's
I actually
like
feel like there's more-
hearing Apple fanboys say it wasn't it, and then it was it. I don't. If Apple can't hold it down, I don't think LG can hold it
Well,
down.
let me offer something.
And if
Let me offer
multiple
you.
sites
let
are
me,
showing me this.
Let me just.
Well, actually, you first.
let me just suggest.
You're wagging your finger
let me
very
just
hard.
suggest something
just do
to
your
you.
thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: nobody's checking out LG's production lines, and nobody's checking out Samsung's production lines. And the scrutiny is not anywhere near the scrutiny that Apple has on their products. Like, you know, so I feel like it is possible to keep a secret. In some ways, maybe even easier than Apple because there isn't this intense
Oh, no,
scrutiny.
I agree.
Hold on, wait. May I finish?
No.
By the way, is the vice presidential debate on tonight?
9 o'clock Eastern.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Anyhow, I was just thinking of what it would look like in my mind's eye. My brain piece.
Two
So
white men not saying anything.
no, they're gonna be saying something, and it's gonna be crazy. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, the other thing is that it is possible that this is one of. We've heard there are gonna be multiple devices. I'm not trying to like be an apologist because like this very well could be the Nexus phone, but I do think the with Google thing is interesting. It's one of two things makes this factoid interesting. One, it's either for some reason, Google is changing the way it addresses these phones as like a product, like with Google versus Google as a Nexus thing. If this is a Nexus phone and it's with Google, that to me is highly suggestive that there will be other with Google phones that will
But
be
they could
part of it.
change-
Didn't they do this once before with the whole with Google experience, Google?
Yeah, that
product?
was when they first launched
Years
Android.
and
Okay, right.
years
So
ago.
that's
And the
this
OEMs
is
took that
my.
away. But
So this is
nothing
part of
about
my. This is part of
nothing
my.
about this brand. I mean, it also says "not for sale" in giant letters on it. They could change the branding.
No, I know, but this is but it's odd that with Google will be on there at all. So my feeling is like it could mean that they're changing. If this is the Nexus, they're changing the way the Nexus program works.
Right.
Or alternately, this is not the Nexus.
But
I
here's
mean,
the other
those
thing.
two things are possible. What is that?
That's the front. I mean, there are pictures now of it next to an iPhone.
But
Like,
so here's the thing. Here's why Google can keep these
this thing
secret.
is out there and it's running Jelly Bean. And
Yeah,
no
but here's
other.
a question.
and
Look
it's
at the-
not,
look at the
LG
size. Look
doesn't
at the
make-
size of the. Why is there so much room on the sides of the icons in the dock? Can anybody tell me? Doesn't that seem odd to you?
How many are in yours? Maybe you just have one more icon in there.
No. How many icons are there? 5?
Yeah.
This is like the
Well,
dirty
4 in
Harry
the
of
home
Android
bar.
Maybe
secrets.
it's the same.
That's
the same?
That's totally the same.
Yeah.
The screen's probably bigger.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Isn't that odd? If you were making the Nexus phone, wouldn't it
that-
have like? Well,
Right,
wouldn't you
well,
be like, well, Jelly Bean's gonna be perfect? Oh, there we go. That looks weird to me. Something's weird about
The
this.
screen's wider.
You're saying it's wider than this?
Yeah.
Why?
I
would-
mean,
Wait,
it's
wait.
making an iPhone.
why
it's
would it be
tiny.
wider than this? Can
Didn't
you,
LG
can you
make
get
this square phone?
Can anybody
just
tell me
recently?
why
Yeah.
this? It's a phone.
Who knows?
Switch
man?
to me. Switching to me now.
I mean, like,
Great job on switching to me.
I'm just saying
Just
LG
keep holding
hasn't
it.
produced.
Why
look
would you
very
want to
pretty.
make it wider than this? God, this looks actually kind of small in my hand.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a big phone, does
You
it?
have a big
No.
head.
Give me that iPod Touch.
Here, I got my iPhone.
Give me your iPhone.
There it is.
Can you unlock this?
By the way, I broke down and purchased.
I'm
an
just like
iPhone.
standing here like this.
Oh, I turned this off here.
Here, use the
This
iPod.
is fine. That's okay. It's not going to be quite the same. Here, I'm going to be that person in the picture.
Yeah.
See, these don't look crazy different to me.
They totally do.
A little bit.
One looks skinny. That is not in focus. Hold that by your head. There you go.
Don't make me do that. I hate you.
Hey, do you want to do it with this thing? I'll turn it on.
No, I'm over this.
really
It
that
doesn't
much of a
matter. Who
difference?
cares? You know what, guys? It's not about what's on the outside, except it is.
No, but
And
here's
it
the thing.
matters.
No, but we
Here,
are
look.
making-
You're looking at the with Google logo, and I'm looking at an LG phone that's running stock Jelly Bean.
So what? Anything could run stock Jelly Bean.
But here's the thing.
Nothing does.
We are making.
What are you
Something could.
talking about?
If this is the phone, why would they keep the exact same basic design language as the Galaxy Nexus? Like, why would they had LG
you-
make a phone
so
that
you're
they
gonna-
had LG that made a phone that looked like Samsung's phone?
You're asking why LG made something that looks like Samsung.
Oh, I don't think LG's. Look, they have the Optimus 4X or whatever it's called, or the 4X HD or whatever the stupid name of the product is. But it looks like it's actually like a pretty nice looking phone. It's a square.
But they're
it's
saying this
thin.
is based on the Optimus G or whatever it is. Like, there's two reasons.
Well, I give it an Optimus
One,
F.
Google has been designing these phones for however long, and they all look like that, right?
No,
the Nexus
no.
S looks like that.
They're both Samsung products.
What,
That's
why,
fine.
who said they
But-
have to all look the same, like a cheap piece of plastic?
Sure, but like, Google's drive. If
Well,
your
this is-
argument is Google's driving the design,
This is. I mean,
then
I will say
they've
this.
landed on this
I
design.
will say this.
If your argument is that
this-
LG is driving the design, LG tends to make things
Well, I
that
will
look
say
like
this.
Samsung.
I don't think
products.
this phone is like hideously ugly. The Galaxy Nexus when it came out,
Yeah.
this was a much classier, thinner variation on like the plasticky Android phone.
Sure.
I actually thought like, and I went back and looked at my review. I say like it's like one of the nicest phones on the market, and it was at the time, and it was nicer than most of the other Android phones that were out there, and it was really thin and whatever, you know. But like this to me is like so iterative of the other, like, you know, it's so. I mean, I don't know.
These two things.
Don't make me.
Here, I want to answer your question earlier about why you
Somebody's
think
calling you.
you know since
one's
Apple
calling
can't
me.
make can't keep a secret.
I got an email. Here you go.
Someone's giving you an
It's an
email.
important email.
Forget it. Just
wait.
leave this.
No, so
Leave
the thing
this
is like
alone.
everyone when Apple makes a phone, they know what factories to look at. They know who's making the hardware. When
Right.
Google makes the next device, we're all assuming it's LG. At what
Foxconn.
point did LG? Well, it's always Foxconn factory. Everyone
Well,
Foxconn makes
it's actually,
everything.
that's actually not true, but
But like, what point did we start assuming LG was the Nexus device maker for the next round?
this was just a
So,
rumor.
no, we'd heard this rumor has been around.
Well, the Wall Street Journal actually reported, like of course, you know, this report. I don't know how true or not it is, but they reported there were going to be multiple Nexus devices, multiple phones,
Yeah.
and
Five,
and a
something
couple
like
of
that.
tablets. Yeah,
5 devices.
My hope is that this is one of multiple. Are there side shots now?
Yeah. This
This
thing is
insane.
out. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's
This
out.
this device is out.
this is
Whatever this
happening.
is.
Like, LG does not put out stock Android
Controlled
devices.
leak.
They never have, and I don't know why.
Controlled
they're
leak.
now. Sure, whatever. But here's, I don't know.
If this is not a Nexus, LG has so much marketing potential for this phone now because everyone assumed it was.
Yeah,
It's just so,
I mean,
it's so boring.
it's
It's so boring. Like, it's so boring.
But what do you expect the next Nexus phone to be?
I don't know.
Stock
I just saw a
Android,
bunch of
no
really beautiful
slate.
Windows Phone devices introduced. The
Yeah.
new HTC and the new Lumias look.
I would
they
take
look
a-
awesome.
gorgeous.
Like
I would
like
take a 1X
The 1X,
with-
yes, the 1X is better looking than this phone.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'd rather have something made of polycarbonate than these like cheap pieces of plastic thrown together
well,
It's also like a dev unit. We don't,
or
we don't-
whatever. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
no,
the back.
it's sparkly.
By the way, if the back is glass, it'd be really funny.
Yeah.
Like, all things considered, like, oh, cool, you did glass back because everybody loved those on the iPhone. They never broke.
It's sparkly. It's made of sparkles.
Be cool if it lit up. Maybe it lights up.
Yeah, you know what this looks like? This looks like a club bathroom.
Yes. Yes, it does. That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like one of those weird, like a karaoke place. There's like some weird light wall or something, and it's like that material. It's not good.
Like
Anyhow.
some Google
Well,
designers
I
like
mean,
passed out in like a
game-
nightclub in
a
Seoul, and he
game.
was like, "We should make it out of that."
A game officially not brought.
Yeah. Well.
All right.
so it
Any
goes.
other topics?
That's it.
That's it.
Really?
I mean, we can keep hanging out. What
No.
else we
Was
got?
there anything we missed? Any big stuff?
No.
What about
Vlad
what
reviewed
about
the Note 2? That happened.
Oh, the Note 2, which
Yeah.
I actually think is kind of an interesting device. I think, okay, hear me out.
Yeah.
If it was not running this custom Samsung software, and there were like just apps that really took advantage of it, like Paper, that took advantage of a device with a stylus. So there's like Paper for Android,
Right.
For like a 5-inch phone. What is it, 5.5 inches or something?
It's enormous. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you don't think about it necessarily like a phone, or you're not using it like a phone. You're like, this is my, I'm using it with a Bluetooth headset, or it's my in between kind of. I don't know. I think there's something cool about the stylus, like that, not for like using the device. That's the old stylus
Yeah.
idea.
But for like
doing things with a stylus, like drawing or editing something or writing.
This is what I went through when I reviewed the Note 10.1.
Yeah.
And then
Well, that was like not a good device.
no. But it's that shift, the contextual shift between using the stylus and then using the device with your finger is like a
Well,
there's a big
but
cost.
this stylus does both.
It does no, it doesn't.
It's an improved stylus, an
No.
improved screen, stylus combo.
I don't know, man. Like there's a
It's
somebody
a
with
they're smanging
You're
it.
smanging it.
Smash
Okay?
Bang Fusion.
It's a smash bang fusion, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't know. Like
Does anybody know?
someone's gonna figure out
Is
the
that an
stylus
obscure
thing?
reference, or do people know what we're talking?
You know,
about?
I actually talked to someone who knows their Atlanta comedy group who made Smang.
Oh, that's not a real thing.
yeah, turquoise cheap.
Yeah.
So that's just a joke.
Yeah, it's all a joke.
Oh.
Flint Flossie, it's obviously not real facial hair.
Then
Great strapper.
I've lost all excitement about it.
Yeah.
I thought like smanging was a thing.
Well,
No.
it can be whatever you want.
I was
if you
into the
dream
con-
it, you
I
can
was
be
into the
it.
concept of a smash bang fusion.
It
That's all
is
I'm
a thing.
saying.
Yeah.
Let me smang it, girl.
Oh my god. And that's the Vergecast for the week of October 8th,
Yeah.
2012.
we're done. There's one thing we could have talked about. That
We
we
could
haven't
still-
touched on.
could
If you bring it
still.
up now, we're talking about it.
Well, we ran.
Is it smanging?
Is there a Smash
Well, no,
Bang Fusion?
I think Ben ran a really interesting report this week on Klout.
Klout.
And the thing is, like, basically, we were trying to think of headlines for this, and all I could come up with is, like, the apocalypse is here. Everyone hates this thing, but it's going to happen, whether or not you want it to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It's
Your Klout
idea that
Klout
there
score
are-
must be greater than 35 to read this.
But there are like people, like companies who will only interview candidates for jobs who have a certain Klout score.
Well, I think what's most
and that is
ama-
like actually becoming.
I think
a
what's
thing.
most amazing about Klout is they have yet to accurately demonstrate that the Klout score
is
has any like I think that my Klout score and Kim Kardashian's are like relatively close.
Yeah.
Can you find out? I think that I'm like 76 and she's like 79 or something. Which is like I understand we're in different professions, but if you're just going by the score number, which most people
Oh,
do.
you're higher. You're like 83.
What?
Yeah.
Where did you see that?
I just remembered. I was.
I don't
looking
think
at
I'm
it.
83.
You were clout stalking?
I'm not. You're Klout stalking
Well,
me?
we ran the report. Then I.
Does
looked at
anybody know what my
score.
Klout score is? Michael,
Just look it up.
who can get my Klout score fastest?
Yeah. So I'm a 78, and then you're an 83. Joanna's.
What's-
I mean, these numbers
What's Kim,
mean
what's
nothing
Kim
to me.
Kardashian?
Can I do this?
Yeah.
Today is the day that Josh made me look up Kim Kardashian on
Oh, yeah, because you never look up Kim Kardashian on anything.
88.
88.
Kanye
Wow.
West is 92.
Okay, so
Wait.
whatever. So you're saying I'm
Didn't
within
Courtney-
9. I'm
Courtney
within
is
9.
84.
I just want to be clear, folks. From a Klout perspective, I'm within 9 points of Kanye West, and I'm very. What am I? 5 points away from Kim Kardashian?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that I rest my case. The show's over. I'm leaving. Goodbye, Verge. I'll see you in Hollywood, where I'll be wearing a diamond robe.
Yeah. By the way,
Is that a thing?
I can give Kim Kardashian plus K
Do not give her plus K.
on celebrities, photography, and money.
Oh
Gotta
yeah,
be another option. Give her like
Money.
give her a plus K on like vandalism. Can you do that? Can you make up?
I have no idea how to use this service.
I can't believe
What's
believe
the
Kanye
dashboard?
and I are in such a rarefied space together. Yeezy, as I like to call him in casual conversation. Good friend of mine.
I don't even know.
Great collaborator.
I'm closing this window.
And great at Twitter. You know, he deleted a lot of his tweets recently.
Really?
He had like a Twitter meltdown. All right, that's the Vergecast for this week. But this Klout article is really good, and you guys should read it. But what I was gonna say is, like, there's no scientific data or any data whatsoever that I know of that says like Klout does. Now, look, I'm not saying that maybe it does maybe there is like a real meaning to that number.
No.
But I think any service that puts me and Kanye West in spitting distance there's something has gone horribly right with the world, and I'm very excited about it.
They're all asking about the car. We should tell them what's going on with the car. The car that we're giving away.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a winner.
We have a winner.
We have a winner, and
That's awesome.
and we were gonna do an announce post. I think we're planning for tomorrow.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an announce post. We have a winner. A person won the car who made a GIF, and it is an awesome GIF. I don't want to. We're not gonna say here, are we?
No.
We're not gonna tell you.
We'll
now.
do a post tomorrow.
Michael's like shaking his head like furiously. No,
Michael's just trying to get on the mic again.
Yeah, you're just trying to get up on the mic. You really want to. What? I can't hear you. What, are you trying to say something?
I have nothing to say.
That's not even what you sound like. You just sound like Buffalo Bill, the serial killer from. What
was that?
Is that his name, Buffalo
He puts
Bill?
the lotion.
No,
on
no. Take the mic away from him. Take that mic away. This is, and Dan Benjamin wonders why we don't allow them access to the
We're
mic
about
in
to
there.
bust out some rush right here. I can feel
Some
it.
animals in there, and in a cage where they should be. That's the Vergecast for this week. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can email us at vergecast@theverge.com. You can leave a comment on the post when it goes up, or you can contact us on Twitter. The Verge is at Verge. I'm Joshua Topolsky. Sorry, I'm Joshua Topolsky on Twitter. Nilay is Reckless.
Yep.
Ross is Ono Roscoe.
Dan is Dan Benjamin.
Dan is Dan Benjamin. He's not a standing member of the Verge team,
Yeah,
but
you know,
he is.
he was
does,
around
He
today.
is on Twitter. Michael Shane is Michael B. Shane. That's his real middle initial, from what I understand. I think that's it. We'll be back next week, of course. And until then, I hope that you enjoy a safe and secure weekend in your homes.
Rock and roll.
Paul.
Paul.